Today I'm going to share with you my top 10 fashion lessons that I wish I knew a lot sooner and that I think are very relevant for all women to learn and know about when you turn 40. If you want a more personalized fashion consultation session with me, I am now making myself available to you. You can book a call directly with me. I'm going to link down below all the information. I cannot wait to hear from you so that I can see what you're struggling with. I'm here to help. And yeah, I'll see you there. The first lesson is to invest in quality, not quantity. You need to develop your own inner sense of being deliberate about your choices. But before that happens, I think you need to spend some time to really understand what your needs are. And so I'm going to walk you through the rest of the list to get you to that point. But basically, you want to know everything you can about yourself. You basically are creating your own profile, and that you're going to use to then shop for clothes. What does that mean? That means you're not going to go to stores that you know that they don't carry the brands that you shop for. You're not going to go to stores that are not fitting within your age range. You're not going to go to stores that you know are not really fitting with your current needs or a specific list that you're looking to shop for. By eliminating a lot of the first buys, impulsive buys, you're going to gravitate towards quality. What that means is buy less, but better. Don't even look at the price. Go for exactly what you need, and that would automatically eliminate a lot of spending on the things you don't need. So you are going to reduce the quantity of clothes or just accessories, all the fashion pieces that are coming in to your wardrobe. Lesson number 2 is to find a good tailor. And if you do your homework and you spend some time to know your body, know your own needs, then you will probably shop well the first round. However, if you're going through a transition, or maybe you've held on to pieces that you really like, but they don't necessarily look good on you, or maybe you decided to upgrade your style and you've just sort of realized that the clothes you're wearing are not fitting you properly, well, that's when you start looking for a tailor. And you always have to do that analysis of cost. Like, is investing in a tailor more cost efficient versus just buying a brand new piece? Now, if you're like me and you invest in quality pieces, which I talked about before, for example, a wool coat. A wool coat is over $600. I, let's say, got it on sale for $300-400. Of course, that for me, even spending $100 to get it resized was worth it than going to buy a brand new coat. So this is an expensive version of what I went through, but there were times where, you know, if it's costing 50% of the garment for you to get it resized, it's up to you. Is that really worth it? Or do you want to just, you know, get a brand new one or look for sales? So I leave it up to you to make that decision, but having a tailor that works for you and transforms key pieces in your wardrobe into beautiful, well-fitted pieces, that makes all the difference in how you look and how you feel and how you will perform. The next lesson is to learn your body shape. I have not spent enough time on this, and I wish I did. This is really where you should be starting. And for the longest time, I'm making videos for you. I'm doing the research, and it did not even occur to me that I have a short torso or that maybe petite sizing fits me better. I never ever classified myself under these two terms. And that was such a game changer because all of a sudden I realized that probably more than half of the brands out there don't fit me. They don't fit me well, because the moment I discovered brands that do cater to my needs and my body shape, that just eliminated the tailor and improved the fit of my clothes. Like, check, check, huge win. And a good example here that I have for you is that I started shopping at White House Black Market, and they cater to petite sizes and even, you know, pants length, cropped or ankle length. I don't have to go to the tailor anymore. Overall, my experience with shopping has improved. I'm spending less time on shopping. I'm spending less money because now I'm not using a tailor. And I look so much better because I only buy clothes that fit my frame. So that's a big tip for you as well. Lesson number 4, develop your own signature style. This one is really important because as you work on your own personal brand, your own image, you want to be consistent. And first of all, I recommend spending some time thinking about what are some of the influences, what is the aesthetic that you feel comfortable in. Take a look at your wardrobe and see what are you gravitating towards. Is it pinks? Is it dark colors? Is it a feminine style? Is it edgy? Is it more casual? Is it athleisure? There are brands out there that cater for all of these styles. So being consistent sets you apart because it also sends the signal that you know what you're doing, you're consistent, you're showing up as yourself. People will also start associating you with that style, and you give people the familiarity. In addition, if you are a fashion lover, which I hope you are because that's why you're watching my channel, you want to really hone in that aesthetic because you already know it and you feel comfortable shopping for it and deep diving into more details and getting better at it. I feel like that's what takes our aesthetic to the next level to look better, is when you really know who you are and your style, and regardless of your environment, you wear it and you rock it. Which leads me to the next lesson: don't follow the trends. Now, does that mean that we're going to completely ignore trends? Of course not. Does that mean we're going to react to every single trend and try them all out? Of course not. You have to find a balance. With this exercise, when new trends come in, a new season comes in, and I talk about the trends, you select the few that you think are matching within your aesthetic. And so, for example, from this year, I really enjoy the A-line skirts. I enjoy blue. So I was very happy to see that blue was very much popular. When something like this comes along, definitely indulge and continue adding more depth and more pieces into your wardrobe because you already know it's working for you, you're enjoying it, and take advantage. Why not? Another example I have for you are the kitten heels. I'm a really big fan as I'm downsizing from, I have been for a few years. I decided that I don't want to do more than 75 millimeters. So when the kitten heels came in, I was so happy because this gives me a really broad range on options that I can now choose in all styles. So take advantage of the trends, do pay attention, but you don't have to follow all of them. And on this note, I also want to mention that if something goes out of style, outdated, speaking of, I just made a video on that, don't feel bad if you're still wearing it. You do you, and you wear whatever makes you feel comfortable, always. No one's going to knock at your door and undress you or call you out that, hey, what you're wearing is kind of outdated. It is so May 2025. Who cares? Enjoy yourself. My next tip for you is about mastering the art of layering. And this is a big one because it adds sophistication and more details to your overall outfit and the aesthetic you're striving for. A perfect example for you I have with the jewelry. Mastering the dainty aesthetic look. I made a video on that as well, and it was new to me. Dainty jewelry was not something that I indulged in before, and now since I've been working with linear, and I really liked not just the pieces, I liked layering them. It was so much fun. On a side note, I purchased a lot of their pieces way before I started working with them, and I found myself quite surprised that I was reaching for those pieces over and over and over again. And it was a quite pleasant surprise for me because, as you know, I talked about this before as well, and you've probably seen all my videos, I usually wear 1 or 2 pieces that are really bold. And I usually wear the earrings. They're bold earrings just like now. the rest is just the outfit. Why? Because it's mostly cold here and it's very rare that my wrists are even out in the open. So I like earrings and rings. So those were my signature style. So as I've learned about the art of layering jewelry, I sort of started playing around more, and it's a lot of fun because now I take everything off at night and I start fresh in the morning. This also allows me to rotate more jewelry, and you can apply this again with so many more things. So you can apply this in the fall when we have to wear the blazers and underlayers. You can apply it with accessories when you have scarves, like silk scarf. You can apply this with your hair, all the accessories and the bows, and all sorts of things. Headbands, perhaps beads, pearls. I've seen so many variations. So don't be afraid to experiment with new things. Layering is one of them. So homework for you for this next upcoming season is to take your own outfit to the next level. In whatever your normal uniform look is, try to add one more piece that goes well. And a good tip here that I have is to focus on colors. Make sure that you look at tones and it's within the same shade. I'm starting to really like this combination of, let's say you're sticking with browns, to all sorts of different shades of browns together, layered underneath and over. So perhaps you want to do jeans and a t-shirt. Instead of the white t-shirt, opt for a cream one, and then a brown blazer and brown loafers, different shade like a cognac. This will look so nice and chic. And then of course you have your purse. So try a slight deviation from your norm, but stay within the same color range. It's a great place to start with layering. The next lesson is to curate a capsule wardrobe. There's so many videos out there on this, but what this means is you have to have your essentials, your basics. So I'm not necessarily talking about 10 pieces that you're going to wear no matter what in every setting. I'm talking about having your basics for layering so that when you try to experiment and try to change the outer layers, underneath you already have everything you need. So for example, I have shorts in two colors, white and green. And so for that look, I have to have a white top. There's just no other way. So to have your basic white t-shirt, your basic white tank top in the summer, you need to have your blazer or cardigan on top that goes with pretty much everything. So I have a basic black cardigan, pink cardigan, and nude cardigan, because those are the little throw-ons that you have to have that doesn't necessarily need to match perfectly with the outfit, but you will still need it. So you don't want to be in a situation where you worked hard on having this perfect outfit, but it's not necessarily weather appropriate, and so you're missing that one layering piece that will just look so out of place with everything. So you do need the basics. You need the basic black blazer. You need the basic suede shoes. So look at these capsule essentials as the fillers within the whole range of your wardrobe. So you want to avoid having an incomplete outfit, basically, is what that means. So if you have a very colorful print or a piece that is a standout, make sure you have the essentials that will go with it so that it still stands out and you still look good as a cohesive look. Moving on to the next lesson is to pay attention to the details. I feel like this is probably the biggest mistake I see women make, and I certainly did as well back in the days when I did not pay attention to my personal image. And it is such an easy fix. And so what does that mean? Don't wear two separate prints. Don't wear an outfit that combines different aesthetics. For example, if you're going for an athletic look, then make sure it's an athletic look, top to bottom. If you're going for a feminine look, then make sure that everything goes. Don't wear a nice, beautiful, elegant dress, even a day dress, with sneakers. I know that this is so Gen Z right now, but I don't think it looks very good. Colors are the biggest influence that can have on your outfit. Try to stick within one or two colors. Do the monochromatic look or two colors that go well together. Don't go for extra bright and a dark one. Don't go for white and then a very saturated color, because that will break the outfit. And so you want to have a nice elongating legs effect, a nice elongating torso effect, and overall you have to step back from the mirror and make sure that everything looks nice and put together in terms of shape and color and style. And speaking of color, my next tip for you is not to be afraid to experiment with it. I know that some of us think that it's safe and fashionable to stay within the neutrals and the whites. No, not really. To this, I would say, watch my outdated video. The minimalistic, luxurious, quiet luxury effect is phasing out. And I think it's overdone and boring, because everybody has done it. It's all over Pinterest. And yes, a minimalistic neutral color looks better than an outfit that does not match or doesn't go well top to bottom. However, be bold, try new things. The tone of your skin has a big say in what colors you should wear. Hair color is also a really big part of that whole equation. So if you have a darker colored skin, don't go for pale pinks or blues or anything low saturation. You want to go with high saturation, because basically what you're trying to create is contrast. Contrast so that the clothes don't make you look washed out. The clothes and the colors need to work for you. The reason why this looks good on me right now, by the way, is because I have a tan. If I was wearing this in winter when I'm really, really white, I don't think this would overpower me. So it's about balancing the contrast, but try prints, try different colors, and have fun with it, because through this exercise, you're going to discover new shades that work really well for your own overall image. And saving the best for last, prioritize comfort. My goodness, I wish someone told me this when I was a teenager, and I'm applying this directly to shoes. Please, please, please go with leather shoes all the way, especially interior leather. Do not compromise on that, because it will make all the difference in the comfort level of all day walking, right? So you can be comfortable and stylish at the same time. This is where premium fabrics come into play. Yes, they come at a higher price range, but the good news is you're buying less, but better. So instead of buying 5 sweaters for, I don't know, $35 each because they're on sale, buy 1 or 2 and make sure they're cashmere or wool or some very, very soft fabric that you feel comfortable in. And if something doesn't work out, I feel like a lot of times, myself included, what we do is we continue to hold on to that piece because perhaps we are emotionally connected, or it was expensive, or we just don't want to get rid of it because we like the style. Well, if it hurts you, it has to go. It does not matter how small or how big the discomfort is. Think about it think of it like there's another piece out there waiting for you to enjoy it, that will give you not just a boost of confidence because you're comfortable now, but you're going to be so much more stylish and feel good about it, and you're going to reach for it over and over again. Do not compromise on comfort. I hope you enjoyed this video. If it's helpful to you, it's helpful to me as well. Comment down below and share what are some of your tips that you've learned over the years. Coming up next, I'm sharing the top outdated fashion trends of 2025. I'll see you there next.